Hey everyone and welcome. So, you got an old car just kind of sitting there collecting dust in your Houston driveway? Well, today we're going to break down exactly how that vehicle can become a nice stack of cash, and believe it or not, it often happens in less than a day. Let's get into how it works.
You've seen them, right? We all have. Maybe you're stuck in that classic I-45 gridlock, or you're driving past a house near NRG Stadium. There's always an old car just sitting. But what if that car isn't just taking up valuable space? What if it's actually an untapped little gold mine?
The solution is a service called Cash for Cars. And, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Licensed buyers will offer you real money for your unwanted car, no matter what shape it's in. And the best part? They handle the whole shebang, including towing it away for free, a lot of times on the very same day.
Now, you might be thinking this is going to be some long, complicated process, right? Well, it's actually designed to be the complete opposite. It really all boils down to just 3 super simple steps, and then, bam, you get paid. The whole thing is incredibly direct. First, you make one quick call and you get a guaranteed price. That means no surprises later. Then, you schedule a totally free pickup whenever it works for you. And finally, the driver shows up with cash in hand, you sign a little paperwork, and it's a done deal. It really is that easy.
All right, let's get to the big question, the one everybody wants to know. How much money are we actually talking about here? Well, the value isn't just some random number. It's based on real-time market data right here in Houston.
This table gives us a great snapshot of what's possible. And notice the huge difference. A little compact car that doesn't run might get you a few $100, but a running pickup truck, that can jump way up into the thousands. Even a wrecked SUV still holds some serious value. This just gives you a realistic ballpark figure to start with.
And, the potential value can go even higher. While, most payouts are going to be somewhere in that $200 to $5,000 range, certain vehicles can fetch up to $15,000. The key takeaway here is to never, ever assume your car is worthless until you've actually gotten a quote.
So, how do they decide on that final number? Well, it's kind of a mix of things. The current price of scrap metal plays a big role, and so does the vehicle's weight. But it's also about valuable parts. Things like catalytic converters are in high demand. And of course, the basics: the year, make, model, and what kind of condition it's in overall.
Okay, now let's talk about a really common hurdle, one that stops a lot of people in their tracks: a missing title. It feels like a total deal breaker, I get it, but here in Texas, there are clear, legal ways to solve this.
You've got a few totally legal pathways to get this done. For most junk cars, there's something called a bonded title process. If you're the original owner, you can often just get a duplicate from the DMV for about $5. And if it's an inherited vehicle, an affidavit of heirship can be used. So see, a missing title doesn't have to be a dead end.
When you decide you're ready to sell, you're going to see ads for both big, national chains and local buyers. But there's a really strong case to be made for why choosing a local, Houston-based service can make a huge difference for you. So let's just put it side by side. With a local company, you're probably talking to someone right here in Houston, not some call center overseas. They can often pay you 20 to 30% more just by cutting out the middlemen. And they've got deep roots in the community. I mean, helping neighbors after Hurricane Harvey. That's something a national website just can't replicate.
And that kind of local commitment, well, it's built over time. We're talking about a business that's been part of the Houston landscape for over 4 decades. From their founding way back in the 80s, through helping the community during huge events like Harvey, to keeping a top rating with the Better Business Bureau today. That kind of history builds a lot of trust.
Of course, the real proof is always what customers have to say. Michael here hits on 2 massive points: speed, they showed up within 2 hours, and honesty, paying him exactly the price they quoted. No last-minute games. Then you've got Sarah, who highlights the money. She got $500 more than other offers, and the free towing was just the icing on the cake. It really shows you that shopping around with a local buyer can seriously pay off.
And this last comment from James, man, this really hits home for any of us Houstonians. Dealing with a flooded car after a storm is just unbelievably stressful. So finding a service that makes the process painless with a fair price and a quick pickup, that can be an absolute lifesaver in a tough situation.
Beyond the cash that goes into your pocket, there's a really major environmental win here too. When you recycle a car, you're not just getting rid of junk. You're part of a process that saves enough energy to power a home for months and keeps hazardous fluids from getting into our local environment.
So, that old car isn't just an eyesore or a memory. It's a resource.
It's instant cash, it's reclaimed metal, and it's a chance for a cleaner community. The only real question left is this: what hidden value is just waiting there in your garage?